Can we talk about Sleep Token? So I just wanted to do something a little bit different today and set up my camera and just have a little chat with you guys about why Sleep Token is important to me right now and why I think overall, like as a whole, they are important just for the whole music scene. So as you guys all know, since the beginning of 2023, Sleep Token has dropped, at the time of recording this video, 5 absolutely killer tracks off their newest upcoming album, Take Me Back to Eden, which is going to be out on May 19th this year. And so since the beginning of the year, they have absolutely blown up and become super popular, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I am fairly new to Sleep Token. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that. I just discovered these guys about a year ago, and I only did 2 or 3 reaction videos for them, and I liked the music. I really enjoyed it when I did the reaction videos, but for whatever reason, and I do this with a lot of bands, I just didn't stick with it. And there's always new music to listen to, and I listen to a track or two from a band, and then I don't necessarily forget about them, but I just don't take the initiative and stick with them typically. But since the beginning of 2023, I heard Chokehold when they first dropped that, I believe on January 4th. They dropped that, and I was hooked. And then literally the next day they dropped The Summoning, and I think after hearing that song, that's about when my full-blown obsession with Sleep Token started. I was absolutely just like mesmerized by that song, just the changes in it, and especially that like funky, sexy, groovy ending that they threw in there. Then of course Aqua Regia and Granite, and now Vor, and holy shit, I can't decide if I like Vor more, like the most. I think I might. I think Vor might be my favorite track out of the 5. I'm not here to review each individual song. I've already done that in all the reaction videos, and I'm going to continue to do that until the album comes out May 19th. I just want to talk about why I personally am so obsessed with this band right now, and why I think like they are important as a whole. So just for me personally, I have not been this excited about new music in a long time. So years ago, when a new album would come out that I was excited about, I would buy it like on release day and then just sit in my room and listen to it all the way through so I could fully experience it like right then. And I don't do that anymore. Like I just don't, I guess just in the busyness of life, just being a husband and a father and just being busy all the time, I don't find myself just sitting and listening to music. I listen to music all the time. Don't get me wrong. I listen to music like while I'm doing chores, or while I'm, sitting in my room working on a thumbnail or editing a video, or something like that, or just have music playing in the background while I'm doing something else. Another thing that I used to do is lay in bed at night and just put my headphones in and just listen to music, not do anything else, not like scroll through my phone or anything like that. And I just don't find myself doing that anymore, and I haven't in a really long time. Usually when I lay in bed at night to wind down, I'm like watching a YouTube video or watching an episode of whatever TV show I'm on, or like a movie, or just mindlessly scrolling through Facebook or TikTok or whatever. And now, because of Sleep Token, I have gone back to just like putting one of their albums on repeat, or putting their 5 new tracks from the upcoming album on repeat, and just laying in bed and just listening to music. Not even picking up my phone, not even looking at my phone. They're so hypnotizing. You just get lost in the music. And I know like that doesn't sound like a big deal. Oh, big deal. You lay in bed and listen to music. Like lots of people do that. Yes, of course. But my point is, I haven't done that. I haven't been compelled to do that in years, like literally years, because there hasn't been music that has grabbed me so hard that is what I want to do. Like it is the only thing I want to do is listen to Sleep Token. Their music is so incredible and, again, hypnotic. Like that is the one word that I can use to describe Sleep Token as a whole. Now, I have recently been excited about finding new bands and new music to listen to. 2 examples, Spiritbox and Dayseeker. I absolutely love those bands. My Spotify Wrapped for 2022 was essentially nothing but Spiritbox and Dayseeker. I had the Eternal Blue album by Spiritbox on repeat like all of 2022, and then when Dark Sun came out by Dayseeker, just on repeat constantly, kind of alternating between those 2 albums just nonstop, and I loved them. But I will say the Sleep Token thing is like on another level. Like I can't think of a time that I've been more excited for an album, for new music, like or new singles to drop. Like Vor just dropped just a few days ago, and I'm like itching for the newest one. I know they're going to drop another one. I just know they are, just based on their pattern since the beginning of the year. But I don't want to ramble for this whole video about just why I like Sleep Token. I do want to talk about, like, as a whole, just for a minute or two, why I think that the fact that Sleep Token is becoming popular is really, really important just in the whole music scene. So as you all know, Chokehold dropped first at the beginning of the year, I think January 4th, and then literally the next day, The Summoning dropped. And I think that's kind of where everybody got hooked, because The Summoning is so different. There's so many different changes in the song. Like every genre of music almost is in one song, but it flows. The transitions are perfect. It's just literally like a perfect song. And then from there, I think everybody was hooked. And you can look at the stats. Look at the Spotify stats. So if we just go down here to the end of 2022 and look at their monthly listeners, they're sitting at 285, almost 290,000 listeners. Okay, not bad at all. Then I believe January 4th is what I said, is when I said Chokehold dropped. Okay, so we got 280. So they actually dropped a little bit between the end of the year and the beginning of the year. But then let's watch the 7th. Look at this. Between the 7th and 8th, you got 297 to 336. So you got, in a day, you got a 40,000 listener jump. And then we just go up from there. And now they're sitting at the time of recording this, February 22nd, they're sitting at just over 2 million monthly listeners. This is really exciting because for me, and I know just the whole music community, because this band is not really a metal band. They definitely have metal elements to them. I mean, they have breakdowns, they have chunky guitar riffs, they play 8-string guitars. I mean, they're like heavy as shit sometimes. But I would bet that a large percentage of these new listeners to Sleep Token are not generally heavy metal fans. And the fact that they're growing this much and they are a metal-ish band, that's exciting, because it's, again, putting metal in the spotlight, in the mainstream, and it's getting more people into heavy music, which is what we should want, right? Like, I know when any kind of metal band gets any small amount of popularity or starts to grow, like in the mainstream, and non-metalheads start listening to them and giving them attention, gatekeepers just come out of the woodwork, and they do the typical, oh, I've been a fan since, the beginning, and you're not a real fan, and oh, can you name 10 songs? And that's just so annoying to me. I don't understand that mindset. Like, we as the metal community should want people to listen to our music, right? Like, that's the goal. Like, we bitch and complain about people only listen to poppy garbage on the radio, and then when people start listening to heavy music, we're like bitching and complaining that they don't know every fucking piece of information about that band, and the band's history, and what the lead singer's dog's name is, and like every song on every album in chronological order. Like, we get all bent out of fucking shape because they don't know everything there is to know about that band. But the whole object is to get people to listen to heavy music. And if a band like Sleep Token, who is generally not heavy all the time, if it's a band like them that it takes to get people into heavy music, I say it's a good thing. What's going to happen is people that typically don't listen to heavy metal are going to hear Sleep Token, and yeah, they're probably going to like the poppy bits and the trap sounding stuff and like the synth and all that, but there's heavy stuff. I mean The Summoning is heavy, Vor is heavy as shit, and they like that stuff too. And what's going to happen just naturally, it may not happen right now, but over time what's going to happen is they're going to like adapt to heavier music, to heavier sound of music. That's what we want, right? Like, that's what we want. People to listen to heavy music and accept heavy music. Like, stop heavy metal from being taboo. Like, it's been around for literally decades. It's not going anywhere, but for some reason in the mainstream, it is like looked down on. But if we can get it into the spotlight and get more, essentially non-metal people listening to them, it finally may, eventually make metal not so like taboo anymore, which is awesome. It's really exciting to me. Just as an example of somebody who is not a metalhead who likes Sleep Token is my wife. She does not like heavy metal music. She tolerates it because I listen to it all the time and, listen to it in the car or whatever. I'm sitting in my room playing guitar. So she hears it, she's exposed to it, and she tolerates it, but she's not going to listen to it on her own. She's not going to like ask me to put on a metal band in the car. She's going to prefer something else. However, she likes Sleep Token like a pretty good bit. Like she actually asks me to play Sleep Token. And I'm not talking about like just Granite or just Aqua Regia or whatever, like the lighter songs. Like she likes the heavier stuff too. She loves the summoning. Like she said it was really unique and all the changes, and she really likes Vessel's voice, and she even likes the heavy parts and stuff like that. So like to me, that's a big win. And what I've seen just in general, the Sleep Token fan base is like really cool about this popularity. It seems to me, with the exception of just a few toxic comments that I've seen, it seems like Sleep Token's fan base want Sleep Token to be popular. Like they seem to be very welcoming instead of, doing the whole gatekeeping thing of, you don't know everything about this band and, you haven't heard every single song by them. You can't name every single song by them. You're not a true fan. You're a bandwagon fan. Like I just haven't seen like, a lot of comments like that, like you typically do with metal bands. And that's refreshing. Like I said, I'm new to Sleep Token just within the past, year or so or several months. I'm new to Sleep Token, and I know I've said some stuff in the reaction videos that are ignorant. On one of the songs, I said, "Oh, this is different for Sleep Token because it was started off poppy or like with a piano or something like that." I can't remember exactly. Oh, Granite. I think it was Granite when it started off with just the melody, and it was more like poppy or like trap sound. And I was like, "Oh, this is really different for Sleep Token." And no, it's not. That's like that is Sleep Token. That's their sound. But people didn't blast me in the comments for that. They were like, "Oh no, man, you got to listen to this song and this song and this song," and welcome, like essentially like welcome to the family. Like other than I think one comment on all of my Sleep Token videos being negative, like all of them have been extremely positive, and that just makes it even better. Not that it really has anything to do with Sleep Token as a band, but it just makes them better. It makes them more interesting, I guess, when you know that the fan base is going to be welcoming. And now I'm the same way. Like I'm a full-blown Sleep Token fan. I have heard all of their music now, and it's just fucking phenomenal. And I want everyone to listen to Sleep Token. I'm telling everybody I can about Sleep Token. I told my brother about them when I first started listening to. Well, when I started listening to them really hard at the beginning of the year, I told him about them, and he checked them out. And now he's telling me when they drop new songs. Like I didn't know Vor dropped because I was out doing stuff and I didn't see it. And he's like, "Dude, you got to hear the new Sleep Token." So I had to get home like late that night and sit down and record the video. And I'm like, "Oh my God." I just can't believe how good they are. I feel like this has been a long-winded video. I don't know how long I've been recording now. I don't know how long this video is actually going to be when I sit down to edit it, but I hope you guys stuck around for the whole thing because this is just really exciting to me. Sleep Token, I can't wait to see what these guys do from here. I can't wait for the new album. So y'all just keep telling people about Sleep Token. I'm going to do the same thing, and appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, bye.